Hi, I'm Allison. This is my 265 project. I'm just re-recording the video as I noticed in my demo that got submitted. The software I was using actually cut off like the bottom part of my panel, so that cuts off like the instructions that are listed within my program. So I'm just re-recording it. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So Mama's Milkshake Maker is basically just like it's a multimedia system where you just go ahead and make a milkshake by clicking and dragging items around an environment. So go ahead and start. As you can see here, I have meaningful changes within the background of my environment. So that was like one of the eco points as well as animations. So yeah, so you just follow the instructions on the bottom. So it's pretty straightforward. Clicking and dragging, and then click, and then click and drag again. And then in terms of the syrups are pretty special since the syrups actually have idle animations as well as pouring animations, and you have to select the daily syrup, which is this is done using an algorithm. So this is basically where I generated a random serial number for each of them at the beginning of each program, and it changes depending on for each run. But basically, each syrup with a serial number gets sorted using the sorting algorithm, which takes the largest serial number and assigns that syrup to be the chosen daily syrup. So you have to use that one. So that was also one of the eco points, is meaningful implementation of the sorting algorithm. I use bubble sort. So if I try to get something else, it tells me I need to add the daily one. So yeah, and then you can add it. As you can see here, I also have extra Perlin noise. That's more eco feature as well. And then it went into the pouring animation as well. So then now we can add the ice cream. So clicking and dragging, and then click and drag towards the mixer. I have this little animation as well here. And then the seconds remaining is shown dynamically on the instructions. And then now we can click and drag back. And then I have more Perlin noise. Again, that's more eco features. I've done more than the required. And then now I can close it. Oh, just a note while we're on this window here. As you can see, as I've demonstrated with Perlin noise being implemented, I've also implemented using recursion to draw features that are made from fractals. So this is like the snowflake and the tree. So these are drawn recursively. And now continuing with the program. I click on that, and then to add whipped cream and the cherry, this is done using decorator patterns. So it actually, if I click on this here, it doesn't change any of the base code, but instead just layers on top and wraps around target component. And awesome. So then we'll restart, and then it'll restart like that. So then just going through the requirements for the video, the technical requirements implemented is I already described how preliminaries and recursion were implemented, which was seen through the scenery, and then all the preliminaries were, for example, like the mixer had preliminaries, the window had preliminaries, as well as the preliminaries that was generated when a syrup was being poured. And then I had the time changes in the background with animation, so like the sun and the moon that like spin around, as well as like the background color changes depending on the time of day. And then I also have decorator pattern that was shown with the milkshake at the end. And then also another was I used factory pattern to create all of my major objects. So for my major objects, those would be the base button and the display object. These types of objects are these are by like super classes, and most of my other objects extend from them. Um, and yeah, you can see here I hide all of the instantiation logic from the client because everything is within the concrete factory. And then in terms of, yeah, just like on that same note, is everything is really strictly encapsulated. So anything that has like shared behaviors gets pulled up in the superclass, so there's no code redundancy. And then I also have incorporated try catch with like the image loader. So this is just what happens since the image loader is expected the IO exception is expected to be thrown. So try catch handles that. And then in terms of the eco features, I have it listed in my panel class at the top. I'll just go through really quick as well. So yeah, so I have like self-made images, complex shapes. So I took a lot of detail with drawing details on my images and background. Um, Like for example, I have wallpaper that's not even necessary to the program. It's just there for design and sophistication. And then I use the sorting algorithm, as mentioned earlier, bubble sort to choose the daily syrup, and it's displayed to the dynamically to a chalkboard. And then I also had the extra Perlin noise and recursive features more than was required. And then also so this is according to the rubric, also the preferred decorator pattern through object interactions as seen through clicking on the whipped cream or clicking on the cherry basket to add decorator pattern. And then I also had the meaningful changes in time shown through the window scenery, as you could see in the beginning, where the sun and moon have different behaviors as well as the background color changes as well. And then I have all of the animations, like the sun, moon, my idle animations, pouring animations for the syrups, as well as like the mixer cup that kind of rotates around when it's being mixed. And then in terms of the references, I'll just go to the references real quick. So these are all the sounds that I use. As you can see here, I've listed what sound it is and what I used for and where I got it from. So everything is from Pixabay. It's a free sound website. And then for the images, everything is self-created. I created them using Procreate, so I didn't include all the raw files here. So it would be way too much, but I just included some so you could see the process. And yeah, that's basically everything. Thank you for listening.